Michael Norelli is the GIS manager for the Golden Gate National Park's Conservancy in San Francisco and a member of the Google Earth Outreach Trainers Network. He helps train staff in geospatial technologies, partners with public and private agencies around the Bay Area, analyzes and visualizes data, and builds processes to help maintain and enhance parks for all forever.
Thanks.
Michael.
It's great to be here in this august company representing this wonderful park. The Golden Gate National Park's Conservancy is a nonprofit agency supporting the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, an 80,000-acre, 33,000-hectare unit of the National Park Service in the San Francisco Bay Area. We're the largest urban park in the world, the most visited in the United States, and we had about 14 million people last year. And that includes Alcatraz Prison, the giant redwoods in Muir Woods, native Miwok culture and other indigenous peoples, the historic Crissy Field, military history from the Spanish colonial era all the way up to the Cold War, and the home of the widest variety of species in any national park, at least until the Honolulu or the Hawaii Park, Volcano National Park does their BioBlitz in this coming year. We'll still hold that honor for a short while, and including 40 of those species that are on the threatened and endangered species list. This is our mission. We are dedicated to parks for all forever. We work to promote the parks, enhance the natural and cultural resources, and help build things like trails and visitor centers and education centers and campgrounds. Our mission is, as you can see, the relevant and accessible for all communities part means helping locals as well as international visitors understand what they'll see when they get here. Maybe lowering that barrier for entry for people who've never been here before to know what they can expect and how to get here. Instilling a sense of stewardship means helping turn visitors, turn learning about these open spaces into loving them and caring for them and caring for them for the long term. One of the ways that we try to do this is to help them have an experience that they can share with others and give them the means to share that experience. We also support the park with an ever-growing range of technology, but are continuing to look for ways to help visitors as well as the managers get a picture of what their park looks like, what's out there. We have this wonderful cross-agency partnership with the federal agency, the National Park Service. We don't link our computer networks to theirs for obvious reasons. So we need the idea of a web-based solution, providing a baseline of ground imagery and sharing it through the web certainly is appealing. And just collecting this street view imagery and instead of having it stored in hard drives across the two agencies, of course, has appeal. Our relationship with Google started when Greg Moore, our executive director, met Rebecca Moore from Google Earth Outreach, no relation. This led to a conference that we put on at Fort Baker called hosted by the Institute at the Golden Gate, our catalyzing engine. They don't like to be called think tank. But they helped put on a workshop in 2011 called the Mapping Environmental Scenarios and Solutions with Google Technology. And I, as the technologist, and my partner in this effort, Ben Fash from the executive department, learned everything that we could about Google tools, as we've been doing here this week. And especially, we got a boatload of inspiration about what we could do with these tools to really fulfill this mission. And then in 2012, at our first Geo for Good Summit, we saw the Wall Street Journal Going the Distance application that showed off the New York Marathon. A wonderful web presentation of street view imagery connected to an overhead map and an elevation profile with narrative descriptions on the side where you could run through as if you were actually running the race yourself. We got to get this thing, we said to each other, to show off our park trails and our iconic sites and to contribute to the worldwide collection of all of these geolocated panoramas. And well, it's just cool to carry around the Trekker. So it began with a commercial photography permit from the National Park Service. We met with the Washington, D.C. NPS lead who had been partnering with Google across the country to collect images from other national parks, but were done by Googlers, not by a partner like us. This would be the first time a partner agency collected images inside the National Park Service, and one of the first of the experiences of a partner organization, a third-party organization like us using the Trekker. So we went down, or came down here to Mountain View, got trained up by Karen Tuxen Bettman to teach us everything that we needed to know about the Trekker, and then did that same training with initially a small group of staff members, and then pitched it out to all of these wonderful people you can see here. Interns and people who were related to the park, the friends of our agency, and gave them this wonderful opportunity. Very popular, 47 people in total collected this across 140 miles of trails over the course of 4 months. I created a set of maps to help guide the collect during the day, and we reported out our progress through a Google Maps engine that you can see here, just showing what we had done and not done. So to give everybody at Google and also an internal staff a sense of what was happening. Oh, I'll just show you a little bit of imagery that is not part of our collect. We have been through the review process with a good number of it, but it's still an ongoing effort. So what you're seeing here is things that have been collected by the Google staff in the Presidio and released already to the public. There are some stunning images in this collection, absolutely, and these have been helpful for me to help the managers identify signs along the trail system that need some work. So it's already become a resource even before the public launch. But we're looking forward to sharing this, to tell the stories of the improvements along the California Coastal Trail that we've done, and to introduce visitors to this brand new area inside the national park system, Rancho Corral de Tierra, which became parkland in 2012. Not a lot of people know about that, even people who know about the National Recreation Area. It made sense for us to focus initially on our high priority areas. We could pilot it that way and then extend it out. I love that the message of having 2 people on the collect has been reflected by their speakers, and to keep everybody safe and to transfer the 40-pound burden that the Trekker is to multiple people. And also to kind of let people know ahead of us on the trail, to let the public know, the curious and the wary, to let them know that the Trekker's coming through, and we could even pause the collect while people stood next to us and took their picture with the Trekker, which happened quite a bit. So we trained the Trekker volunteers as a group, and we did some one-on-one trainings to make it flexible. That was very helpful. And we didn't get access to the GPS tracks until after we'd been into the review period. So it was really important. It became something that we wanted to do next time if we do this again. Hint, hint, Karen, to carry our own GPS with us so we could watch what was happening and see it quicker than we would get it in the review view tool. And then we also, thinking about your end product, doing the collect in one named area instead of transferring over to 2 different valleys, for example. It made sense to do it all in one because that's what it'll look like once it's released. And both internally and externally, while this effort was very popular and engaging to most, we became aware of and found ways to deal with the qualms that the Google name sometimes bring up for people. This is an image from not our collection, but from the car collect. So we have to deal with this as carrying around a Google product, and it's interesting to hear what Matt had to say about that as well. Thanks for your kind attention.